Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games and Collectibles. And today, well, we're looking at something that's not altogether that old, but it is based on the original 1970s television series. And I just think it's a great collaboration of the actual television series itself. Now, it's produced by Fanderson, which is the official appreciation society, for the works of Gerry and Sylvia Anderson, the famous couple television producers. They're based in the United Kingdom, but they have an international membership. And it's a non-profit organisation run by a small committee of volunteers. Now, the club is endorsed by ITC Studios Global Entertainment and ITC Entertainment Group. And the Indestructible Production Company and Anderson Entertainment and the family of Sylvia Anderson. The club was formed on 20th of August 1981 at a meeting convened by ITC Entertainment and Gerry Anderson. Now, previously, ITC had supported the various different clubs and societies that followed the Andersons' work. But in 1981, they requested that these groups merge in an exchange for a promise to give its full backing, except financial support, to the new organisation. Now, in the early 90s, the club had approximately 1,700 members. By 1996, it had about 2,000, and right up to date, we're looking at around about the 5,000 mark of members. And Gerry Anderson was the club's honorary president right up until his death in 2012. Now, all paid members receive a subscription to the club magazine, which is FAB, which is published 3 times a year, usually in March, July and November, as well as access to exclusive merchandise, books, DVDs and soundtrack CDs. One of the things that they produced for their members as well was these close-up booklets, which was basically close-up information based on the actual television series. And this particular one we're looking at today is of the UFO television series. And this is the book in front of us. Now, it's not a huge book. It's quite small and compact. Let's just show you the size of the book. So we're looking at about 21 centimetres in length and about 15 centimetres in height. But the content more than makes up for the size, because it's incredible content in here based on that television show. So that's the front of the book, and it says UFO Close-Up, and you can see the image of the Earth. Now if I just turn it round to the back, it says Fanderson. You've got the Fanderson logo on the back there, and you've got Sid at the top there, and obviously again it's the same image of Earth, just facing the opposite way. Okay, that's the front and back covers. Let's open it up and let's have a look at the contents. Okay, so I've opened the book up and this is what it says inside. So you've got contents. So page 6, identified. Then you've got computer affair, flight path, survival, exposed, conflict, the Dalotech affair, a question of priorities, ordeal, the responsibility seat, the square triangle, court martial, close up, confetti check, ESP, kill striker, sub smash, the sound of silence, the cat with 10 lives, destruction, the man who came back, the psychobiomes, reflections in the water, time lash, mind bender, and the long sleep. Edit and design by Mick Jones, written and researched by Mick Jones and Ellie O. Lightcutter, with Bill Coaster, Mark Martin, Colin Taylor, and Branko Volick. And then there's a special thanks there at the bottom there, and published by Fanderson, the official Gerry Anderson Appreciation Society, and their web address is on there as well. As UFO is ITC Entertainment Group, copyright 1969 and 2016, and it's licensed by ITV Ventures. Okay, so the very first page here, page 3, it says, let us consider the 3 main questions regarding UFOs. Where do they come from? Who are they? And why do they come? And that's questions there that that is being answered there by Ed Straker, who was the head of the organisation in UFO known as Shadow. Okay, so that's the first page. Let's turn it over to the second page. And it says about Close-Up, and that lists all of the characters from the television series. So you've got Commander Stryker, Colonel Alan Freeman, Colonel Paul Foster, Captain Peter Carlin, Lieutenant Gay Ellis, Colonel Virginia Lake, Lieutenant Nina Barry, Lieutenant Joan Harrington, Lieutenant Keith Ford, Lieutenant Sylvia Howell, Lieutenant Captain Lee Weatherman, General James Henderson, Dr. Doug Jackson, Miss Elland, Lieutenant Mark Bradley, Lieutenant John Masters, Lieutenant Gordon Maxwell, Lieutenant Aisha Johnson, and the voice of Space Intruder Detector. Okay, that tells you who plays the parts there as well. Okay, let's move on to the next page. And it says, we've been in constant communication with Paris, Moscow and Bonn during our visits. I think the British government's approved will be a formality. Cabinet Ministers. After a decade of investigation, setbacks and sabotage, Shadow is ready to defend the Earth from the hostile alien menace. And there we have, again, all the characters that appeared in that episode. And it gives you a brief outline of the episode. And then we build them, program them, and they tell us what we're going to do before we know ourselves. That's about the computers. And again, after an interceptor pilot is killed in action, Commander Straker or asks a computer to determine if a human relationship is to blame. Then we've got Carol, you mustn't worry about last night, it's all right now. And it's that to protect his wife, Shadow technician Paul Roper is passing on coordinates to the aliens. Unknown to Shadow, it is part of a plot to attack Moonbase. And then we've got, listen, there's an alien, he's back there. He saved my life, he's a friend. And that's Paul Foster. A lone alien walks the lunar surface and causes a deadly decompression on Moonbase. Paul Foster investigates and comes face to face with the unexpected. So these are all from episodes of the TV series. Quite a switch, Air Force Colonel to film executive. And it's got an inquisitive test pilot stumbles into a UFO incident resulting in the loss of his jet, setting off a chain of events which lead him to a film studio. It's exposed. Conflict under the covers of space junk. The aliens destroy a Shadow lunar module, prompting Straker to demand a full cleanup program. The Dalatak mining installation on the moon is blamed for a Shadow moon-based video blackout, but mysterious alien device seems to suggest otherwise. So again, it's all from episodes of the TV series. A question of priorities. The only hope for Straker's son is a life-saving drug that must be flown from New York aboard an aircraft that is needed to render assistance to an alien deflector. Ordeal, Foster is burning the candle at both ends. A trip to Shadow House Farm turns into a nightmare as he is taken by aliens and flown away in a UFO. Commander Stryker goes in pursuit of a beautiful reporter who may know too much, leaving Alec Freeman in charge of Shadow HQ. In a secluded woodland cottage, an alien stumbles across a pair of scheming lovers, and Shadow unwittingly intervene in a murder. Classified information has been leaked, and the finger points to Paul Foster. Straker races against time to prove Foster's innocence. After winning the financial backing, Shadow sends a space probe fitted with an electric telescope to follow a UFO to its home planet. Distracted by Shadow operatives, good news, Straker remembers the fledgling days of Shadow and the breakdown of his marriage. John Croxey is plagued by extrasensory perception, a unique talent which has come to the attention of the aliens. Colonel Paul Foster and his lunar module co-pilot are both implanted with a precise directive by the aliens to kill Shadow's commanding officer, which is obviously Straker. Straker joins Skydiver to investigate the sinking of a freighter, then disaster strikes and claustrophobia threatens to take hold. A UFO vanishes in heavy woodland and an international show jumper goes missing nearby. Colonel Paul Foster investigates to uncover the link. Shadow interceptor pilot and loyal husband Jim Regan has his mind possessed by the aliens who use a Siamese cat to control his actions. So these are all from episodes of the TV series. The Navy becomes the target of the aliens as they discover that a ship's secret cargo could mean the end of all life on Earth. And each episode shows you who the guest stars are. As you had the main cast at the beginning, you got the guest stars on each page here. A UFO causes critical damage to Sid and sends a shadow astronaut to a certain death. When the astronaut is found, he's not quite the same man. A very good episode. That was the man who came back. The aliens turn these ordinary people into instruments of destruction, sending them on a mission to sabotage Shadow intelligence. Again, terrific episode. When a freighter is mysteriously sunk, Shadow investigates to find an unlikely link to the sinking with the death of a cameraman in Cornwall. Reflections in the Water is that episode. Straker and Lake return to Shadow HQ to find the complex frozen in a time loop instigated by the aliens with the help of their treacherous new ally. Yeah, that was a great episode, Time Lash. One of my favourite episodes, that was. A UFO self-destructs 3 miles from Moonbase. Amongst its debris is an unusual moon diamond, which causes Shadow personnel to lose their minds. That's the episode Mindbender. A woman awakes from a coma with an insight into a terrifying alien plot seeded a decade ago. A plot that could destroy all life on Earth, and that's called The Long Sleep. And then we got onto the archives, and that's the ISO Shadow archives, with bits and pieces that they used during their during the show, and the blueprints and the way the items came about. So there we are. Absolutely terrific book, jam-packed with information on the TV show, and of course the wigs for Moonbase, which Nina Barry wore, and so did Lieutenant Gay Ellis. Okay, that brings the book to a close. Okay, that was 2016, so it was only 9 years ago. How well did it do? I'm guessing most members would have bought it, I would have thought. It wasn't part of your normal package. You did have to pay extra for these close-up magazines. But yeah, terrifically done. I don't know how many was produced and sold, but yeah, I would imagine most members would have. I mean, you're in the club to have access to all these things, so I'd imagine that most of the members at the time in 2016 would have bought it. I think there was about 2,000 members around about that time, 2,500, something like that, around about that time. So I'm pretty certain most of them would have bought it. Okay, so let's just move forward then to 2025, where we are today. Do these come up for sale very often on the platforms? Well, you do see some of them come up on the platforms, I've got to say. Some more than others. I don't understand why, considering that maybe the amount that were produced. I'm not. Maybe the bigger the members, the more they produced, I'm sure. But yeah, they don't come up for sale very often. If you look on the platforms, you usually find ones that run in a run where someone's trying to sell their collection, and you usually find they're listing 10 or 5 or 10 of these ones that they've collected over a period of time, and then you'll have a gap for quite a period before you find somebody else who's doing the same, trying to sell their mags. So they do come up, but not very often. I did look for this one and I couldn't find it anywhere. I looked back the last few years. I hadn't seen this one come up for sale at all, which I thought this one would be a great video to produce on these books. So, question to summarise, Yes, you do find these books popping up on the platforms. No, not as regular as you would expect, but then I say the quantities wouldn't have been massive. And of course, always check out the condition. Read it first, because somebody's idea of very good condition could be somebody else's idea of acceptable condition. This particular one we're looking at today is in pretty much mint condition, which is how I like to buy my magazines, my books, my comics, my trading cards, all those kinds of things. They have to be as close to mint as I could possibly find, as is this one. And as of today, this particular one is available to purchase on the MyStouch website, but we have only one copy. So if it's something you're interested in, I wouldn't hang around, because I don't think it's going to be around for very long. But it's available as of today, and you can get to the MyStouch website very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight there, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Gerry Anderson items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles. Come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I'm absolutely positive that that is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploaded on a daily basis. So if there is something in particular you're looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful UFO close-up mini magazine with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.